You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Welcome all to another episode of Go Time Dolphins. As you can see, if you're watching, I am here by myself on a solo dolo vibe. Just the way the schedules have worked out meant that, plan to go live on Friday didn't happen, and then we obviously have to get a preview episode out. So it's just me at the moment. Maybe someone joins me, maybe someone doesn't, but we will play it by ear and address that as it happens. Hope you're all well. It is week 8, and we are playing the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, the big news this week is the return of QB1 to Tua Tagovailoa. Shout out to Cap for life. He said, "Gentlemen." I guess in this situation to be gentleman because I'm just here by myself. But Tua has returned. He has cleared concussion protocol. I think it was, expected, given that he basically showed no symptoms of a concussion in the immediate aftermath of that week 2 game against Buffalo. I think everyone obviously turned around and said, well, why did you put him on IR for? But as I said to a few people in different group chats, and probably even on here as well, had the Dolphins not placed him on IR and he played a week or 2 later, there'll be such an angry reaction, even if he never got hurt. The decision to put him on IR, in my belief, kind of allowed him to take as much time as possible, speak to as many different people as possible, and to also stop, just the negative press. And obviously people will say, well, why would the Dolphins do that? Like, negative press doesn't matter. But in today's, and again, it's all my opinion, sometimes it is best to think about others and the reaction you will get to a certain decision. But Tua has returned, but it wouldn't be the Dolphins without someone missing, and Zach Sealer will be missing the game on on Sunday, I should say. Sealer will be missing the game with a fractured orbital bone. Coach said he got a poke in the eye, and then turns out it was a lot more serious than that. Let me see if I can get the Dolphins injury report so I can get confirmation who is in, who is out, and also get from the Cardinals as well. Dolphins injury report. That I just need the photo. There we go. Nope, that is last week. Lord, give me strength. People have been so difficult. But no, hope everyone is well. Dolphins obviously have activated Tua off IR. Tim Boyle has been released. Skylar Thompson is the backup. Tyler Huntley is on IR. You would imagine Tim Boyle will get picked up and be the third emergency quarterback, so he'll be back probably soon. Dolphins have also elevated defensive tackle Noah Farrell and long snapper Matt Overton. Obviously with Blake Ferguson still out, and no one has posted the graphic yet. They were Odell Beckham is at Inter Miami. So no, here we go. Official injury report for the Cardinals game. Kader Kohu is out. Zach Sealer is out. Storm Duck is doubtful. Tyreek and Tua are questionable, but both should be fine to go. Javon Holland should friend the podcast. Javon Holland and Emmanuel Ogbar should be good to go as well. For the Cardinals, Dennis Gardeck has been placed on IR. Roy Lopez is out. Sean Murphy Bunting is out. Darius Robinson is out, and Kelvin Beachum is questionable. Cap for Life said, I've always used the term must win loosely the past couple of years, but if we don't win tomorrow, Kadeem, it's going to turn that stadium to public relations nightmare after the game is over. I'm serious. You know what? You say you use the term must win quite loosely. I'm a very pedantic person. So I wouldn't say tomorrow is must win because I don't think anyone loses their job if the Dolphins lose. The Dolphins aren't at the playoffs if the Dolphins lose. It makes things a lot harder going forward. I also think, as a lot of people say, it's the manner of the defeat as well. If the Dolphins have a back and forth game and the game finish something like 42-40, let's say, and it's a walk off field goal for the Cardinals, I think people will be angry, but you've just seen your team score how many touchdowns. If the Dolphins with Tua back in play their way they played basically since the start of the season, I think that will be a public relations nightmare. I know a lot of people prior to Tua's latest injury, you've seen a whole any quarterback can come in and play the way that or run the offense the way Tua has. And I think that's kind of been dispelled now. Not anyone can come in. It's not impossible. People will turn around again and say, well, the quarterbacks you've chosen to bring in, you know, that's your own fault. Skylar Thompson do better. Tim Boyle do better. But Tyler Huntley's the interesting one because when the Dolphins picked him up, a lot of Dolphin fans said, "Hey, he'll go 3-1 with this team." He went 1-3, and in true Dolphins fashion, got himself hurt, and is now missing the next 4 games. So, listen, people rightfully point out and say that the Dolphins, with Two at the start of the season, didn't look that good. The Buffalo game is the Buffalo game. We all know how that happened. And even against the Jags, people will say it was more the defense with that fumble that won the game, despite the fact that the offense had to go up the field and score the winning field goal. And not to mention, had Jason Sanders not missed his earlier field goal, then it would have been winning anyway. Cap says we have to come out the gate scoring in the red zone, and I don't mean 3 points. Cap, I disagree. Again, listen, it would be brilliant if the Dolphins get the ball, drive down the field, and score a touchdown. Absolutely brilliant. But as I like to, and I'm not saying anything amazing here, but the Cardinals are on the field as well. They will be making sure that it isn't as easy as just a drive down the field. Cap says the last time Waddle scored a touchdown was December 17th, 2023. That's not false. That is 100% true. But what I like about stats like that is between February and August/September, the Dolphins hadn't played. So it's probably what December, for about 10 games since Jalen Waddle hasn't scored a touchdown. And Cap says the last time Cheetah and Waddle scored together was October 29th, 2023. So basically a year nearly to the day that both scored a touchdown. I can imagine the first play is going to be a deep bomb to Tyreek Hill, just to be like, hey, 1, I'm back. 2, try and get him involved early. But I think for me, it will be just because you got Tua back, let's not start airing the ball out. The Dolphins have developed a run game over the past month. Let's keep it up. Let's still run the ball. Let's make it difficult for the Cardinals to basically pin their ears back and get to the quarterback. And the best way to protect Tua will be to not have him standing with the ball for 5 seconds, allowing guys to get near him and stuff. So let's use Devon Achan. Let's use Raheem Mostert. Let's use Jalen Wright. Cap said Cards can be in first place. The NFC West is going to be wide open. They want to prove a point. We need to prove a point and fast. Yeah, I was chatting to PFF Tom, and even he said, like, don't sleep on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing good football at the moment. This isn't an easy game. It's easier with Tua, but this isn't a cakewalk. This isn't the Colts last week, even though we lost. This isn't the Patriots. The Colts are a fun team to watch. They are finding their feet. Kyler Murray might not be linking up with Marvin Harrison too much, but there's that that relationship will continue to develop. And again, people will say, well, the defense ranks, bottom 5 and all these kind of things. Yeah, but again, they were wanting to be rectifying that. They will be wanting to, have a good defensive performance. So listen, I actually said to Tom, I think the Dolphins lose tomorrow. Um, I don't think I picked the Dolphins to lose the game so far on the pod. I just think I think some people are foolishly thinking it's going to be two back easy wing. I don't think that. I think the Dolphins will score 21 points. I think the Cardinals are going to score. It's not no, but the Dolphins defense has played well, and if the Dolphins can get ahead and give them a lead to defend, so while I thought the Cardinals would win, I'm going to go with 28-17 win for the Dolphins. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins do lose this one. And as I'm by myself and I don't have time to take a break and let someone else talk, bear with me while I have a quick sip of my drink. Thank you very much. Bills play Seattle. Bills win. Seattle injuries, not playing that well. I can't see. Oh, there is obviously a chance that the Bills do. I just don't think it's going to be tomorrow. Also, if you're in the UK, our clocks go back, I think it is. So we have a 5 p.m. kickoff and not a 6 p.m. kickoff, which is so much more helpful. Cap says, Pete told me that the Finns defense pressure rates for numbers for us have been great this season. Going back to my point last season, is pressure better than sacks? I think we're seeing the answer. No, I don't think pressures are better than sacks because a sack basically ends the play. You've got negative yards. But at the same time, sacks aren't the be all end all. So again, you have a situation where people are having to go at Chop Robinson because he's not getting any sacks, and that's completely fine to be disappointed in that. I think if you're expecting anything different, that's kind of on you. When I say expecting anything different, I mean 7 sacks so far this season. Like let's be guided and let's be realistic about what you actually expected. But you want to be getting pressures. Pressure means that you are winning your 1-on-1, your 2v1s. It means that you are forcing, or in a ideal scenario, you are forcing the quarterback to get the ball out quicker than he actually wants to. And yeah, as they say, pressure burst pipes. You get to the quarterback enough, that's when the sacks happen, or interceptions, or incomplete passes. So no, I wouldn't say pressure is better than sacks. I just think pressure certainly helps. And a team with low sack numbers doesn't mean a team that isn't getting to the quarterback, if that makes sense. Again, Jalen Phillips in his first 2 seasons, loads of pressures, wasn't converting to sacks. I think it can be interesting to see how the Dolphins defense plays without Zach Sealer. First game he's missed as a Dolphin, something like 73 games in a row. And it's probably going to mean more. I'm trying to get in English. It's probably going to mean more Calais Campbell, and he says he's fine with that. But yeah, again, you're going to need. You're going to need everyone else to step up. I think Anthony Weaver said you're going to see more Mo Kamara as well. Had himself a really good game last week. Again, you're still looking for Chop Robinson to get that first sack, but the way they used him last week could be the same this week as well. Especially where you're going to need to have a spy and to make sure that Kyler Murray doesn't escape the pocket and get, these massive first downs and more and stuff. You might see Chop Robinson use his athleticism in coverage a bit more, or being played as a spy. Um, Again, Cap says, I prefer sacks over pressure tomorrow, especially with Sealer out and playing Murray. And yeah, that's what I kind of mean about it's about gap discipline. It's making sure, okay, we're getting if you can't get the sack, don't overplay yourself and basically and happen a few times. And again, it will happen. It's football. Nothing's perfect. Happened a few times last week against Richardson where, you've got a hand on him, but you can't bring him down, and then you basically you're now out of the game. And again, that I would never blame a defender for that. You've gone for the sack. If he's brushed you off, or if he's managed to stay up and he's gone, there's nothing you can do about that. But it might be a case of keeping him in front of you and it's essentially basic football working as a unit. It might be a case of, okay, chop, bring the pressure, Mokamara, get the finish. And again, that's what Ogbo and Phillips and Chubb do so well. It's getting that pressure, forcing him into the lap of another defender. So, for the game to be won tomorrow, it will be about stopping Murray from escaping, stopping Murray from playing that Madden backyard football. And then, when we have the ball, finish our drives, which, you know, given the level of quarterback play we're going to see. So, 2 secs. You okay, Wiley? My son's in the background. I think he's falling asleep. Give me 2 secs, people. My son is sleeping in the background, so this will definitely not be a long podcast. So yeah, like I was saying, it's all about winning or not winning when having the ball, and also it's not about playing hero ball as well. There's no need to start throwing the ball 40 times tomorrow and trying to go deep. Like, hey, see, I told you we can do this. I think there was a lot of people, and again, it's their opinion. They can be as angry as they want in the aftermath of the game last week, saying that McDaniel needs to scheme guys open. He's doing a poor job of play calling. But I know for a fact they haven't gone back and watched the All 22. And I know that because on Friday, they're still saying the same thing. Go back and watch the All 22, which basically Monday morning people are saying this actually isn't on McDaniel. It's kind of on Huntley because there's a play specifically which I believe Waddle is on the right side of the field. I think he's on the hash, I believe. I need to double check. But he basically runs a corner out, basically. He runs, upfield, curves out to the right. He's wide open. Tyler Huntley sees him but just doesn't release the ball. If that's Tua, at the very least, if he sees Waddle, he's throwing it because he's so open. There's no need to not throw it if you see him. If that makes sense. And that's been the case for the past 4 games. Yeah, 4 games without Tua. Basically, it's guys are open. The quarterback just isn't doing a very good job of getting them the ball. And as I said to Charlie, I've said to other people, if you're going to accuse Tua of being a one-read quarterback, he's one of the best one-read quarterbacks in the league because he's accurate and he gets the ball on target, on time as well. So, yeah, this is probably a kind of game where mess around and Tua is probably going to have 150 yards in the first quarter alone. I can imagine he goes. If I had to put a stat line on Tua, I'd go over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And yeah, I'll give you my score prediction already. I'm not the betting person. Charlie hasn't sent me no bets. I will say fantasy wise, I do have Tyreek Hill. I will not be starting Tyreek Hill, which is going to be probably my downfall. He's probably going to go off and have himself a monster game, but I'm expecting some ring rust. He's a bit banged up with a foot injury. He will play. But no, it will be interesting to see how the game plays out. Like I said, my son is sleeping. I need to go put him to bed. So let me jump into bonus time. Like I said, it's going to be a short one today. Apologies, guys. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for sticking with me. I know I've meant to be giving away the Fanatics jersey. Shout out to Fanatics. Make sure you use the code in the link. But short episode. I don't have Charlie with me, so we will do that on the Cardinals review. Um, and if you are looking for your UK daily fantasy, make sure you are using code GTDFF over at Game Fantasy Game Day app. Again, that's code GTDFF over at Game Day Fantasy app or Fantasy Game Day app. It is Fantasy Game Day app. I apologize. I'm all over the place. So make sure you join me in bonus time. Shout out to Cap for keeping me company today, and I shall see you in a few minutes. Peace.
You are now tuned in to Go.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Shout out to Color Commentary. Hope you are well, Color. Hope everyone at the Finns tailgate are good. I believe you guys are all going to the game tomorrow, aren't you? I think I saw El Capitan say, yeah, there's a Finns tailgate meetup. Unfortunately, as you can see, I'm in the wonderful world of the UK. I will not be there. But if you are heading over to the game, definitely go and give the Finns tailgate some love. I say the Finns tailgate some love. Don't give El Capitan no love. If you see him, like, don't physically hurt him. That's just the dumbest thing in the whole entire world. But say Kadeem from GTD says what's good. Just leave it at that. He knows. He knows what's going on. So 100%. But yeah, if you're heading over to the game, 100% make sure you go and give the Finns tailgate some love. Have an amazing tailgate. Bring home that dub. So yeah, as always, Kyla, thank you. And also, listen, I'm not a politics person at all, but I definitely go recommend following Color Commentary on X. Simply because he has some. Listen, whether you agree or disagree with him, he's saying some insightful things over one there. What's up? I am Max says, what's up, Kadeem and chat? Go Canes. And you know what? That's another reason why I will not be spending too long here. What times is the Hurricanes v FSU game? We still have 2 hours. Oh, so I'm all good. I don't need to rush just now. But yeah, Hurricanes, FSU, going to be an amazing game. No reason for me to stay here and stop you guys from going to watch that. Final thoughts from me before I do head off and put my son to bed. Bless him, had him playing Madden, completing challenges for me. Yeah, listen, I know there's a valid reason to be angry and upset, and the world is falling in if the Dolphins don't beat the Cardinals tomorrow. My heart says the Dolphins will win. My head says the Cardinals are going to win. I've already given my 28-17 prediction, but I will not be. Listen, like I said, the Cardinals are. Let's have a look at that. Arizona Cardinals. They are 3-4, looking to get back to 500. This isn't an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. The Bills beat them in a game which I remember the Cardinals should have won that. They slapped up the Rams, lost to the Lions 2013. The Commanders beat them black and blue, but they got a dub over the 49ers, then lost to the Packs, and then beat the Chargers. This is 100% a team which they're going to want to get. They're going to want to obviously get back into the winning column. That's last season. Pay attention, Kadeem. No, they want to stay in the winning column. Obviously, get back to 500. It will be a difficult game for the Dolphins, but home crowd, that reaction to Tua's return. Make sure you guys give him all the love in the world. And yeah, there can be plenty of, like I said earlier, there will be plenty of Waddle, plenty of Tyreek Hill. but there's other guys involved. Let's try and you might see not so much a breakout game from Odell Beckham because you have to do something to earn a breakout game, but you might see Odell Beckham involved. For me, it's be balanced, run the ball where possible, and basically don't become too one-dimensional regardless of the score. On defense, make sure you keep Kyler Murray contained. Play, as I always say, fundamental football, and on special team, just don't mess up. But it will be an interesting game. Again, apologies. It is a short one from me. I am riding solo. I've got to put my 10, he's 9, my 9-year-old son to bed. It is 10 past 10 in the UK. It is what, 10 past 5 in the US, depending on where you are. And the clocks go back an hour. So as I mentioned, the 1 p.m. game in the US will be a 5 p.m. game for basically the UK. So listen, thank you so much for joining me. Charlie should be back for the Cardinals review, which might be Sunday tomorrow, if not Monday, Tuesday. You know what it's like. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time. Are we switching back as well? No, I think you guys are the week after color. I'm 99% sure there's a week difference. So I can easily, yeah. And if the Dolphins Cardinals is still the 1 p.m. kickoff, as opposed to it doesn't matter. I'm chatting absolute rubbish. You guys aren't changing. There's normally a week where I'm like that extra hour on Charlie. So yeah, I'm double check, but you guys should be K for another week. They need to stop doing this. It's just really difficult to try and work out time with Charlie. But IMAX, thank you so much. Enjoy the Hurricanes FSU game. I'm gonna watch that in the morning. And then 5 o'clock for the Dolphins Cardinals game. Check out Fanatics. Link in the description. Link in the description. And yeah, basically, guys, that is it. I shall see you with my normal host, Charlie Touche, on the next one. Let's set the actual video. Let's make sure that is ready. That is ready. I shall see you soon.